Welcome to another episode of my Tokyo Xtreme Racer playthrough. Honestly, a bit of a surprise for me to start this thing right here. I was just trying to clear out some team members and suddenly I got pulled over into a cutscene. So we are back at the parking area and we are being approached by a man with an American accent. And it's apparently about Phantom 9, which we are almost done with, I think. There should be like one more regular member and then the team leader, so we're gonna see this through hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, could be allied with this dude right here. Seem to have the same goal. And he is here to challenge Snake Eyes to a rematch, or at least that was his goal initially. His name is James Begins, known as Skull Bullet. That's such a nice and trustworthy sounding name. I love that kind of stuff with my potential allies. They're just always so reassuring. True area is the business world, haven't you heard? Owner of the Begins group. That might be another team at some point. There's still a few more left that I haven't encountered yet. But yeah, the Shuto Expressway holds tremendous business potential. Could draw people, corporations, money from around the world. Welcome to my playground, get drunk on speed, and bask in victory's glory. A paradise for Hashiraya. Honestly, this sounds like a theme park. I'm not entirely sure about that, and also, given everything that we do, it's in fact kind of a dangerous one, so I don't know about this. And he wants me to join him. But, of course, I'm not very interested. So, here is where we pitch. If you have no value for me, then you must be eliminated. Nip danger in the bud while it's young, that's my motto. First, try defeating my associate. Is this homework now? Deep Low Sniper, Silent Cassiopeia, and Dawn Garnet. Okay, listen, buddy. We are right here, you and me. How about we skip your fodder associates and just do this right away? You know it's going to happen anyway, so let's just get it over with. Apparently that was not an option. Okay, we got the option now to go as a distant fierce god, but I love my name. I am still Tenacious D Agnes. And I'm going to stay Tenacious D Agnes for the foreseeable future. Until I find something either more fun or more stupid, depending on your interpretation. And yeah, you may know this car already from some of my previous videos before this playthrough. Yes, I finally got the livery transfer tool and it does exactly what it says. Sadly doesn't transfer the base color, but I mean that was really the biggest issue. So we are likely going to put this away because I want to show you the NSX that I got. But we still need to put on another logo here because, well, this entire cutscene happened because I got another logo unlocked. And I think this is going to go on the right side. Yeah, I see the space I want to put it in. Honestly, this list is getting a bit long to scroll through, so let me just take the mouse real quick. Yeah, we're gonna go very far to the end here. Neo Limited. I have no idea what these guys are on about, and I should at some point read the team description at least. Got a bit surprised because I know Team Unlimited, and Neo Limited is first off, that's a very weird name, like New Limited, so new limitations or whatever. That's not the best marketing I could imagine. But hey, we got a bit further here, so we are going to put that on, regardless of what I think of its meaning. because in the end it's about the people that we have taken down with this machine. But yeah, let's get back to the collection and check out some other stuff here. So, first up, the new Honda. I decided to go for the slightly newer NSX. I don't know, felt like it. Wanted to go with the orange pearl from the Type S Zero, because, well, that's just an iconic color. And then I just went and put on some decals on top to have a bit of a design. Trying to keep it simple because I'm going to use this car to slay. And yeah, then I decided to just buy myself a few more cars in order to import the liveries. So we have the old Impreza back, thankfully. And we of course have the RX-7 back, the R33 Skyline. I'm pretty sure that this blue is very different than the other one. Again, this tool doesn't really take any of that. It really only gets the decals and all of that. Not the base color, not any of the other stuff here, like the body kit, not the wheels. All of that I had to figure out myself again. I could have maybe taken a screenshot of the vehicles and that would have been alright, but didn't go with that. I might also redo some of the stuff I put on here, like removing the Devil Road Run emblem, because I'm using emblems differently with this playthrough. But yeah, overall I'm happy that this thing is back. I haven't driven it yet though, I got quite a few other cars. And yeah, the 350Z. It's actually one of the slower cars for its stage. I gotta say, it's not all that amazing, at least it wasn't in early access. I don't think too much will have changed about it, but I need this for at least one Wanderer that has this particular model as a requirement. So I got this again, and what can I say, I love the color scheme. And I also got myself a Copen. Say of this thing what you want, but one Wanderer needs the leopard vinyl skin. I could have put that on in a way that hides it, but I decided to go with something else, and this is something else. It's also way too slow to do anything here, so I'm really trying to get to the engine swaps at some point, because then this will be a rocket. Potentially also getting a literal rocket launcher in here. I don't know what options there are for propulsion, but I'm gonna go big with this thing. And then this will be an absolute monster. And everybody will come to fear this silly looking thing. But yeah, it has an effect certainly. So let's go with the NSXR and get back on track. Honestly, when it comes to the entire phase right now, I'm a bit discombobulated because, well, there are a lot of Wanderers, and I just saw this pop up. A lot of these Wanderers have very specific requirements. There are at least 2 that have new license plate stuff. Trying to get them might have to try a bit harder. I mean, I could potentially try out this guy. The NSX should be a bit quicker than the RX-7. It's not by much though. Like going from the last phase to this one, or I mean stage, it was really that much of a jump. I mean, you likely already knew that because, I mean, the NSX really isn't like a completely different beast compared to the Skylines and similar things. But it is a bit quicker, especially at the top end. So for one gun, this thing is really good. Also drives like a dream. Okay, and instead of just going for the boss, I'm going to try and get the other guy. I'm not entirely sure if I got the right license plate for that. I switched out a few things here and there. But yeah, one of my limitations that I'm putting on myself here, I can change the license plates around, but only until I beat a guy that needed one specific specific one. So once I get the logo on here, I'm not going to switch it out anymore because I would like the car to always be able to beat the same guy. There might be an exception for opponents that need a stock car, because I don't want to buy a second one just to keep it stock, but okay, I'm not even using the right license plate anyway, so it doesn't really matter here. But yeah, let's try and catch up with the boss. After all, that's why I kind of started this video to begin with. But yeah, the progress through the opponents has been slow. I figured out a few of them, but they are quick as hell. Another thing that I would like to do is, there are some wanderers that need logos from older teams on my car in order to start the battle against them. I would kinda like to use the cars that already have the logos on, but that might not be the best choice. Especially when it comes to something like the Civic. I mean, the Civic is a good car early game, but it's highly outclassed right now. So I don't really know what to do about that. I might have to get myself the engine swap first. Although one good thing is I at least now have that kinda in my sight. Not in terms of how many BP I have, I still have to get quite a considerable amount for that. But at least I now see the name of a boss which unlocks it. I don't remember that name, but the fact that the game even bothers to show me that name means that I must be somewhat close to it. Okay, yeah, we are going to forfeit this this battle and get right into the next attempt right here. Careful. Honestly, these battles have become quite crazy. And especially when it comes to the collisions. I mean, the collisions have been not that amazing at high speeds, and it always feels weird because sometimes you can lift up the back of a vehicle when you're driving into them. You're not getting stuck behind them as you've seen. But then it feels like the front is glued to the ground. Just like that. Dude didn't really go over, he didn't get launched, but he completely slowed me down. Okay, next attempt. This is going to be very interesting if I'll ever try 100%ing this game with that never lose achievement. I wonder if you can do that without challenge mode on, because in that case, grind points for the LFA, get the LFA, and get the job done. Apparently you can also do that with New Game Plus, so in the end, with that you should be able to just get yourself an endgame car, maybe even something completely overpowered and ludicrous. Like putting an over 1000 horsepower engine into something that should never have anything like that. And then go berserk. Okay, I'm slowly overheating again. I mean, I could maybe try going for other people first, but right now I don't really know. There might be some easier opponents that could give me some upgrades first. But I don't think there's a better car available for me right now. Or anything else I could really do. But we might have to go up to the next night in order to get both Nitro back and cool down again. Okay, that dude is a pain. Get a concussion, maybe you are a bit slower next time. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do apart from going again. I don't know if I would be better off trying to defeat him on the Wangan. There is another boss over here. So let's go for that one first. At some point I'll find somebody to defeat. It's just a matter of time and how many options I have. But yeah, I could also bring back not necessarily the R32 Skyline, because that's kinda finished in my opinion. I mean, I can always put some logos on the wings or windows, whatever. I don't really want to resort to that. Silent Casio. I mean, honestly, these three guys, they feel a bit phony. Never heard of them before. Partially because I don't read the introductory stuff. Yeah, we are going to stay on the Wangan here. Don't you get your hopes up. I'm not going to let you catch back up on the corners. Straightforward it is. But yeah, right now these guys are really just feeling like fodder. Okay, don't know what happened there, but I do not mind it. And yeah, you can see that mostly the blue guys around here are wanderers. Who do we have coming up here? Okay, that guy needs a Fair Lady Z. This one needs something else. That one I tried, but couldn't really defeat. I don't remember what that was about. Yeah. Could fall back, but you know what, we are just here on the boss hound. So let's hunt some more bosses. Yeah, I know, game, you wanna give me that fancy new title. I know it's already in my backlog, so I'm gonna keep it there. I'm not against changing the title again at some point, but right now I like the one I have. There might be some other fun combinations. Could go for that guy again, but he's not really in a good position. There should be a third one. All the way down there, but I mean, I don't mind the run gun with this car, so we might just go there, see what happens. It's really likely going to come down to the third guy. I don't know where to defeat him, but honestly, throw a few attempts at him, at some point he will fall. And yeah, I shouldn't really boost just to get to him quicker, but who cares, I'm not going to overheat just from that. And I doubt we are going to need every single bit of nitro. This might be foreshadowing, I don't know. Oh nice, an R32. That's a good looking one. I'm going to destroy it nonetheless. Let's go. But yeah, honestly, the bosses in this game... Is that even a custom car? I mean, it's a good looking one, as I already said. I love the looks, but it just looks like a standard opponent and it isn't really much different from that. Okay, I'm still winning. But yeah, the collisions, they have been kinda annoying. I don't know if they can do something about it so that cars can't just climb on top of you. I mean, in terms of the collision box, I don't see why they couldn't just extend them upwards. Shouldn't really matter for a car game like this. It's not like in other games where you can maybe get out of the car and jump around on it. That would be noticeable. But yeah, the amount of cars that especially just get on mine partially, it's not even goofy, it's just annoying at this point. Anyway, more stickers. So we're going to put one on the left side. I'm just gonna put them on the B pillar. To the very far end. Oh yeah, the new additions here. I'm still waiting for that one boss's logo to pop up. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I mean, I can dream. Honestly, this has something very satisfying. I should also come up with another place to put some more logos, because more are going to be acquired. I'm getting at least 2 more, one from the third guy and one from the overall boss. Thank you for coming in groups of 4, that's nice for symmetry. So yeah, right side. Scroll through the entire thing again. And then just make it small again. Oh yeah, I've defeated one guy that had a specific area requirement, so I'm not going to change the license plate on this thing anymore. And I don't think there's really another car at this stage that I would really like to get. I'll likely get an R35 once I get to the final one. But that might just be it. I could maybe put some logos on the front here. But yeah, let's see. Next attempt on that guy, let's see where he is. Still in a very shitty position. I might just go reverse from here. But yeah, otherwise I don't really have much to say about the game at this point. I think I made all my points so far. Oh yeah, one thing I just remembered. It may have been the last one, but I got really confused when in some dialogue I got addressed as they. Like not by any other character, but more like the narration. And I went back, saw in a live stream that actually in early game the narrator addressed the player as you. So suddenly switching over to third person is kinda confusing. I hope that gets changed at some point. I know the translation from Japanese to English always has some hitches here and there. It's not always that smooth, but that kind of thing, it's a bit much. It feels like that dude has been specifically put here because they want to make this painful. He also has an attack combo. That might actually be the combo, I'm not entirely sure. And I think it's a slightly different one. But yeah, looking at the combination of skills that they are using, anybody who was concerned about Genki having made a mistake with their maximum attack combo, the almost insta-kill one, I'm pretty sure they are aware of that thing. Just embrace the wall riding at this point, it's fine. Okay, that should be victory. Just need to not fuck this up. Stay on the right side. Don't go into the truck right there. And that's another group of 3 bosses dealt with. So let's see where the next one is. I might also save this already. I'm going to put on the next logo later once I have one from the boss as well. And an idea to where to put them. Honestly, this car looks like it shouldn't have too many things on there. I could have maybe made a more complicated livery, but first of all, it takes up more slots, and that leaves me with fewer slots for my logos. And I wasn't really in the mood for that, to be honest. Okay, that should be the boss. And he's also not in the best place. I mean, let's just reverse. I don't think anybody goes left there at that Wangan intersection. We're just going right on the new circular route and towards that parking area. So we should be fine here. Apart from this obviously being kind of a dangerous maneuver. Come on. Again, in TXR Zero, something like this would even be necessary because as long as you enter the course on the same area that your opponent is on, they are going to put that opponent right in front of you. This might feel a bit more natural and have you plan out the routes beforehand, but it's also really delaying everything a bit. Another Lancer. Again, pretty decent looking one. Let's see how much this is going to take. I wish I encountered him a bit further down the Wangan. I might not be able to get him before the end of the straight. I mean, I could maybe boost some more, but we're looking pretty good here. Also, for some stupid reason, the mouse is on screen. Don't know why that sometimes happens. Okay, wasn't a problem after all. And yeah, at this point I just embrace the wall riding sometimes. I'm not going to break so much. Yeah. Excellent to possess such a skill. It would truly be a waste to let someone of your caliber slip away. Just with abilities like yours, everything would be yours for the taking in my paradise. I suggest you reconsider. Dude, I just beat you. Yeah, you might have something to offer to me, that's true, but nah. Another man appeared, cutting off skull bullets words. No longer young, but with robust vigor with the robust vigor of a street racer. He carried himself with dignity. Middle-aged racer. That's enough, skull bullet. Tenacious Darkness, sorry, doesn't seem interested in your so-called paradise. You won't find anybody on the expressway who will side with you. This is a stage built by souls seeking to be the fastest, not some playground for outsiders to make a quick buck. Exactly. It's a playground for insiders to make a quick buck. I belong here. At least in terms of the story. Like a proper loser, you should just quietly back down. I'm curious who that is. You femtonite outsiders in the Shooter Expressway to invaders, in fact. True? I mean, yeah, I should have remembered this is the Phantom 9 storyline. So that's likely the second in command. I have a living legend who has raced through the dawn of an era, Purple Meteor. So that's the big mentor. Namahage. Aber right now I'm Namahage of Phantom 9, following Snake Eyes orders. I've come to take down Tenacious Darkness. I'm not going to make that joke every time. I won't just let you add me to your collection of pawns. If you're going to get in my way, I'll be your opponent. Are we going to have a freeway in a moment? I mean freeway battle. The loser will depart in silence, for today at least. I've already beaten him, can't he just screw off? Tenacious Darkness. I'm not the one for long-winded speeches. Thank you very much. I'm not the one to want to read all of this dialogue either. Let's settle this on the road instead of on the parking lot. Okay, guess we are adding another logo to the car. I might put them on the back, there should be enough space. So let's see, Purple Meteor. I've beaten him countless of times in Zero. And this is the first time that he really has any weight. And yeah, that's the cool thing about this game, and while I don't like reading out all the dialogue all the time, having that is actually pretty good for the game. Ooh, another aura. Oh, that's a real weird pearl effect, I don't think so. And Purple Meteor is now orange. Yeah, also just slightly blocking me. Okay, this is fancy. I didn't like that though. Yeah, this might be the end of the battle already, so... But yeah, effectively the game just threw in 4 more bosses for the Phantom 9 storyline that aren't even in Phantom 9. Does that bring up the number to 13? I mean, the thing is... No, first up, rematches against the Kurosaki brothers. But also, my thought process for a moment is that going to 13 would match the 13 devils. But besides one of the 13 devils being in that car and this storyline, some of them are also now just wanderers. I should have maybe refueled the nitro. Come on. Shit! Okay, we are going to do this smart... Shit. Nah. I forgot that I was in reverse. I should have waited until that dude backed up again. You know there's an achievement for pushing somebody for a kilometer? Yeah, get wrecked. I'm not doing this again without nitro. I also doubt I got anything unlocked from this. I mean, we can check. I wouldn't mind a bit of an upgrade for this. That's kind of a tough battle. I also don't know if there's any better vehicle now. I mean, I could go for the Civics. I could go for one of the Lexus, but yeah, no customization, no purchase. Also, we have another fair lady here. We are 34, which is from the last stage. Yeah, that's kinda it. I don't even get the new Supra. That's also for the later stage. So unless I'm gonna go for the WRX, which, I mean, not a nice looking model in my opinion. We might just have to bang our heads against the wall for a bit longer, and I forgot to look up the additional tuning that I might have unlocked, so let's get back in here. Nope, nothing. Anything else that I can buy in here? Just to make my chances a little bit better. I mean, just increased toughness and all of that might be a good idea. Not gonna lie, I'm kinda banking on at some point getting the engine swaps unlocked. Yeah, and I get that from Machine Light King. I have no idea who that is supposed to be. But hey, a man can dream. Might be the final boss for the stage here, once I defeat everything else that has to do with any particular storyline. Okay, there he is. Pretty close to where we left him. Not too mad about that. I don't like them being just past the end of one gun. With this I might actually get them on the straight. I don't know if that's really a winning strategy here, but it's kind of worth trying. Okay, I should be just up ahead. Come on. I'm just praying that I can beat him. I will just go straight over here. Starting to catch up again. It was a really bad position for a car, but I think we got this. Maybe. It was a really bad position for a corner. Doesn't matter though. Yeah, got him. Snake Eyes will be coming for you directly now. Okay, so no more henchmen. That's nice. He plans to prove his worth by defeating you, the rising star of a new generation, and take on Swift Emperor as the ultimate challenger. Some more of like a stepping stone at this point. I mean, I don't care, we'll see who's stepping on who. So only reason Snake Eyes races now, the conditions set when that kid, discovered by his predecessor and taught how to survive in the racing world, was given Phantom 9 as his weapon. In other words, it's the very principle of his actions. Snake Eyes can only prove his worth by defeating Swift Emperor, which already his predecessor apparently wasn't able to. Poor bastard, yeah. Young folks are full of worry, sensitive and clumsy. They were like that too, my apprentice. Struggling, wavering, believing that speed is the only truth, they just kept racing on and on. Whatever lies beyond this fateful encounter, I'll watch from the sidelines. Yeah, let me sort it out. We'll get there at some point. But yeah, that's currently the step in that point. I think, yeah, it's going to be very likely just gonna have to finish up everything else before we get to Snake Eyes. Anything new here? Yeah, some nice parts. I mean, I don't know if they do that much at this point, but hey, they are maximum level. So that's pretty good. I was of course hoping for the power stuff, but that's likely going to come a bit later with the Rebirth of Legend storyline. I wonder if it wouldn't have been a better idea to maybe split that up. Give the power unit for the Rebirth of Legend stuff, give the exhaust for Return of the Bastards, and intake for New Generation. Or something like that, can mix them around, doesn't really matter. But yeah, just raw power increase is always very alluring, and always getting some for each victory would be kind of a good idea. But then again, as it is right now, you can at least go for the one that you need the most and hopefully get better from that. But yeah, let's, before ending this, let's quickly check out what's going on here. So this is complete. Everything else I still need to take care of. Okay. We're gonna do that next time. I might do some of these off screen and then come back once we get the last few. I'm actually trying something different here. I wanna... yeah, okay. I wanna try something, but I think the game is already preventing me from doing it. Basically, I never got to a point where I defeated all the regular teammates and only had the team leader remaining by going through in the parking area. It's always been the case that the last regular teammate was somewhere on the road, and I think the game is doing that on purpose. I'm just trying to prove that by purposefully not going after these guys right now. I'll try defeating everybody else, checking in if they might pop out here and there, and then going from there. But yeah, I'll leave those guys until last. And if none of the other appear, I mean, one of them at least should. Unless they are both part of a parking area battle. I mean, I can maybe check that. And we're gonna know what's really up there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the last regular team member only spawns once everything else has been defeated. Okay, here's another battle member. Oh, yeah, Green Wild Child. I still have to defeat them. I'll get around to it at some point, doesn't really matter right now. There's gonna be a lot of Wanderer cleanup. And I really let that go for quite a while. But yeah, 3 of the remaining team members are in here, and I'm pretty sure the last regular team member won't only come out until after, but I'm going to give this a few more attempts to see if that's really the case. So if I go back in, yeah, only those 2 are shown. So the last one here is likely the team leader, and the one in front, or one of the 2, is just going to be the partner in the parking area. And the other one is just gonna only come out once the other 2 are being dealt with. But yeah, so much about my theories. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time, and until then, as always, have a good one, and bye bye.